Hi guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is your host Alex. Okay, today we are not gonna talk about particular plants. We're just gonna go over the my basement greenhouse, how it is doing, and it's almost towards the end of the greenhouse period. So I'm probably gonna remove the plants soon outside. So I'm just gonna give you a state of the basement greenhouse right now. Just give you a little brief look at the greenhouse. So far we're gonna start off with white champaga here. As you can see, it's growing out a lot of new leaves. The plants are smart. Once the daylight time getting longer and more sun's out there, they can feel it and they start putting out new leaves and stuff. Of course, these leaves are more suitable for basement lining environment, so I don't really like them to putting out leaves that early. Once I put them outside, they will adjust. It takes some time for them to adjust the outside lighting and at the same time outside temperature and just environment in general. So it might take them a few weeks to adjust. Maybe sometime may take up to a month. So summertime they take a little stress. Some leaves want to fall off. Older leaves gonna fall off again. And anyway, this adjustment period, what I call it. So I have this jasmine here, New Orleans, as you can see, it's growing more shoots out too. And over here, of course, Cymbidium's getting rid of old leaves. Already 2 leaves are dropped off. It's normal. When Cymbidium drop leaves, if it drops all the leaves off, then it's not abnormal. You can see all the rest of the leaves are very green, very healthy. These is also, you look down, it's from the old bulbs, pseudobulbs. So it's telling you this is old pseudobulbs. It doesn't need those leaves anymore. It gives to a newer, younger generation, like some of the new growth on the side. You can probably see right there and right there. But I'm not going to go into detail. Like I say, it's going to be a real brief basement update right here. And see night blooming jasmine. It's a little, what should I say, spiky. So it needs a haircut once it moved outside. And yes, it's okay to cut off the younger ones because these leaves are more suitable for the basement lining environment. When you move outside, eventually these gonna, since I move it, this plant is very resilient and very hard to kill. So when I move it, I don't do move to one spot. Okay, let it adjust a little bit and then move to a brighter spot. When I move this one out, I just throw it straight into the patio where it's getting full sun. So these young shoots gonna get burned. They're gonna get scorched and turn white and dies. So when I move out, first thing, I'm gonna cut them off. So they'll put out newer leaf that's more suitable for outside lighting, okay? Let's move to the other side real quick. So we're over in this side, and as you can see, my figs, their leaves are getting huge and they are growing very rigorously. Even though it's in a little pot like that, it's very, very heavily root bounded. I think I told you before, the figs love being root bounded, but there's a disadvantage to that. That means that you need to water more often. They drink water like crazy, all right? With this pot right there, you can put a water hose on it and water 24/7. It will not root rots, okay? Well, besides you're just gonna use a lot of water. So basically when I move out, I'm probably gonna have some kind of dish down there and put a water in it for uptake. And this one going to go to the patio as well. Figs, they love full sunlight. And as you can see, I already made a small pruning down here. Cut the tips off on the top because it's gonna grow and it's gonna be really big. So I cut the leaders off on the top, and so to prevent them to grow any further out. So instead they are growing downward. So I want, as you probably noticed, most of my plants, I prefer them to grow in like a lollipop fashion, where the area from the pot upward certain length, there's nothing grow there, clean and stuff, and then top heavy. But that does come in the trade-off when you have a smaller pot like this. If I do have a lollipop type of design, the wind will blow it over and it will tilt the pot over. So when I do move this plant outside, I usually have a heavy weight on the side to weight it down. We'll tie this branch to side of the patio. Anyway, okay, let's move over here. There's another figs over here. And also, I told you the plants are very smart. If you see my previous video on the banana shrub, it does not flower. It has this kind of little bulbs forming like this small one throughout the whole entire plant over the winter. Okay, so I figure it might go what they call the bulb blast, means they gonna form a bulb, but they're gonna die and turn black and falls off. But once the weather start getting a little warmer out there, the light's getting more longer, sunlight's getting longer, daylight's longer, you can see the plants react really surprisingly well to this, and you can tell right away that they'll start, banana shrubs start to flower right here, and these flower buds are getting bigger. And as you can see, when you look at like this one, these are older ones, and the newer ones, you can see that the newer one is actually the same as the older one, but once they, let me see, once they reach enough sunlight, their outside layer, like, here, let me see if I can pick up, the outside layer, like these, the shell, falls off the older bulb, and the newer ones is getting bigger and emerge. So it's one thing to point out. Sometimes you say, oh, how do I tell the plants are getting out of a resting period? It's going into a growing season, growing period. Well, sometimes it's very obvious. You know, like my figs I just showed you. The new leaves keep coming out, and you'll know right away when you come down to like my basement. Every single plants down here are starting putting out new leaves, in one form or another. And some of them have flower buds on it. They all start putting out flower buds as well. And as you can see, these are the new growth all coming out. And this one, the pot is pretty big, so I'm putting in a patio also. And just side note for you guys, if anybody want to plant a figs in their house, around their house, make sure you plant it at least in the middle of, like in your backyard or something. Don't plant it close to your neighborhood's backyard. Figs has a very invasive roots, and their roots are very strong. Let me go get closer and see if I can show you. See these roots right here? It's huge, and they are very strong, and they seek moist contents. If you have a neighbor have pools and the next door, it will, and trust me, it will. The roots will go at that direction. Eventually, you'll get a complaint from your neighbor. Anyway, now for the, you can see probably the table is not being maintained. It's pretty dirty. Some of the leaves falls off on it, and I haven't picked them up. The reason being is that once I move everything up outside, I'll do a big cleaning down here. So right now, I'm not too worried about the, what should I say, cleanliness of this place. It's, and over here, the neem tree, this year, neem tree has not gone into dormancy. It's been maintained like this, and it's not growing also. Neem tree loves sunlight. You can put this in the desert environment, it will survive. And it has very good drought tolerance too. All right, and as you can see over here, if you want to look at the sweet olives, these are the old flowers still on there. It's everywhere, and that's what the big mass from. It drops down there, and it's. I already collect about a couple containers of flowers for the teas and stuff, so I don't need these anymore. So, but just leave it up there. All right, and we have some beating here. So, okay, this is a small update. And by the way, this is the perfume tree. I did a repot not long ago. It's doing very well. You can see that over here. These are the new leaves just putting out. It's very bushy on the top. You can see it's very light green, which it will turn darker green when I take it outside. And this time I really adjust. Here, let me move this one. This time I really adjust the center to. So now it's this. I don't know if you remember the previous pots it was in. It was this right here was leaning that way. It was leaning that way. So it caused this to be very heavy, and it goes towards like that. So now it's very center. So it's when it have center like this, later if I want to, here, let me see if I can get it go closer. Okay, since it's like this, it's very structured, balanced in the middle. So next time this one grows a little bigger on this side, it's fine. This one goes, it most likely there's a one branch over here will overtake them both and grow a little bigger, and this is still a main branch. So when you watch it from top, it has a pretty good balance, like bushier growth, instead of it before just tilted to the one side. Okay, anyway. All right, guys, that's just a small update. All right. If you have any questions, just post it below. And yeah, look forward to move these guys out for the summer.